Morning. In compliance with Chapter 551, Open Meetings of the Texas Government Code, I call to order a special meeting and retreat of the Board of Trustees of the Austin Independent School District for Saturday, January 21st, 2023 at 9:04 a.m. A quorum of the board is physically present at the AISD Central Office to conduct this meeting. Board meetings are open to the public based on space availability to ensure social distancing and the health and safety of our community and staff. This meeting is streaming live on AISD.TV and Apple TV. It is also being broadcast on cable channel 22 through Spectrum, Astound Broadband, and on channel 99 through AT&T Uverse. Closed captioning in English is available on these platforms for individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. To our audience tuning in remotely and here in person, welcome and thank you for joining us. We will move to the approval of the agenda. Trustee Kaufman, do you have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Having a motion by Trustee Kaufman and a second by Trustee Zapata to approve the agenda, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay. The motion passes unanimously by all those on the dais. And Trustee Kaufman, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag?
I apologize. I do know the pledges.
No worries. It happens to all of us at least once. All right. Well, we now move to public testimony for the action item. Members of the public wishing to participate. Members of the public wishing to participate in the public testimony portion of our meeting called a dedicated AISD phone line yesterday to speak up in person or to audio record their remarks. We actually do not have anyone who signed up to speak or record a message today, so this concludes our public testimony. As a reminder, please feel free to share any general comments or questions on non-voting items with the board by email at trustees@austinisd.org. So we'll now move to the action item. Trustee Kaufman, do we have a motion to approve item 4.1?
Yes, I move we approve item 4.1, approval of an agreement for student placement for residential school.
Thank you. Is there a second? All right. So, trustees, is there any discussion on this item?
I guess I would offer that I am glad that this was pulled for a separate vote, that it's weighty and important from a number of standpoints. One standpoint simply being that the public needs to be, or the public should have the opportunity to be aware of the choices we make as a board, choices we make as a district. I think the public should be aware that this is a significant investment to ensure the best outcome possible for, in this case, actually an individual student. But it is a clear statement of the value of the values that the board holds to be equity forward and to say that the reality of serving all of our students well means that some students there's going to be a higher price tag, for lack of a better word, attached to it. So at the end of the day, I am absolutely in support of us making that substantial investment, and at the same time, the public the legislature, everyone should be aware of these types of choices, what they cost, how they stretch our budget, and how this type of decision should be aligned with the other decisions we make around boards, around costs, around raising revenue, around ensuring that we have money to do this type of work. So, thank you for pulling this, pulling it up for a separate vote, and I'm absolutely in favor of it.
Thank you, Vice President Foster. Okay, so are there any other comments or discussion? Oh, yes, Trustee Hunter.
Thank you. Like Trustee Foster, I'm glad it was pulled because it was a weighty decision and a lot to consider. Not a decision as in yes or for, but all of the implications that come with it. I have a request of the interim superintendent. I would like us to, although this is rare, it's a one-off at this time, to planning out those services. So the investment that we are making currently, would it be possible for us to take that same investment and to have, I guess, a system if this should occur again? Like, would we be able to provide those services? How can we provide those services? What would that take? What would that look like? In the event that we ever need it, we would have it, we would know. Of course, costs would probably be different at that time, but just to kind of understand how we could meet that need here in Austin. And, more, or not more, but at that time to be fiscally responsible. Thank you.
Trustee Hunter, we can absolutely provide a framework for it. We would want to provide that to the board for consideration, but we'll need a little bit of time to pull that together.
All right, yes.
I would just like to acknowledge that there are many parents in our district who do feel that their needs of their students aren't being met within our current framework, and that they're asking for support to meet those needs, and wishing that they could have a residential placement to provide for their students' needs. So, along with what was just said by Trustee Hunter and Trustee Foster, just a recognition that we have a lot of work to do to ensure that we are providing the services that all of our students need, and that I know that our team here, the administration and the teachers and the principals, I do believe there was a commitment to getting there. And I know for a fact that this board is committed to getting there. And so I just want to just say that we acknowledge that there are unmet needs, and that those unmet needs should be met in the district. In this case, I believe this is a very unique situation that would require a residential placement, even if we had everything perfect right now. But there are other students that we still need to do better for, and we are working in that direction.
Anyone else? All right. Well, I really appreciate the thoughtful comments by my colleagues. So having a motion by Trustee Kaufman and a second by Trustee Zapata to approve item 4.1. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All right. The motion passes unanimously. This concludes the recorded portion of today's meeting, and the board will now take a short break, and when we return, we will be in a board retreat. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Oops, I don't have a clock. Okay. Secretary Boswell, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Great. Having a motion by Secretary Boswell and a second by Trustee, was it Lugo? Okay. To adjourn, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Great. The motion passes unanimously. The meeting is adjourned at 4:21 p.m. Thank you.